Let's take a look at all of Apple's self-service repair tools. Welcome everybody to AppleInsider. It is Andrew here, and you can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe and enable those notifications so you don't miss a single video. Apple has recently opened up its own self-service repair store, where you can buy all the parts and tools necessary to repair your own devices. At launch, it's primarily focused around iPhones, but we do anticipate that Apple will expand this to other devices in the future. As it stands, you can order a bunch of different common repair pieces. So if you break your screen or need to replace the battery, it's entirely repairable yourself and can save you money versus taking it into a Genius Bar and having them do it. If you do choose to repair your iPhone yourself, you can buy many of the parts, like fancy screwdrivers. But some tools you probably don't want to purchase. Apple has created several specialized pieces of equipment that are essential to repairing your iPhone and making sure it is being done properly. But they're far too expensive for you to buy just to repair your phone. So Apple has a compromise. What happens is when you go to repair your iPhone, you get a rental of the toolkit. So it costs you a little bit to rent these tools, like $49 or so, and they will ship you all of the tools and equipment necessary to repair your iPhone. Then you'll have 7 days to get it back in the mail and back to Apple, or you'll be charged a fee. Now, in my case, I opted to do a battery replacement on my iPhone 13 Pro, and it put almost a $1,300 hold on my credit card while I was borrowing Apple's tools. So let's take a look at all the tools that Apple sends you for a common iPhone repair. Give me a moment. It's going to take a second. That's box one. And here's box two. Let's go ahead, get these off the table, and I'll show you what's inside these two massive cases. So Apple is using official Pelican cases to ship these things. They're massive and they're heavy and they need to be able to take a beating. We're first going to break that security seal on the outside of box number one, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And you can see we have our heat tool in here, and Apple does include replacement security tags for the ride back to Apple. Inside you'll find a replacement set of security tags as well as the return shipping labels. You do not want to be late getting this back to Apple. In this box we have the power cord that's required for the heater, as well as a tray to place your iPhone in. Now this is called a hot pocket. You'll place your iPhone on the inside with the camera towards the camera module cutout. You'll then go ahead and tighten it down so it's held in place, and you have those metal sides. It also has a release button there on the side. This will get slid into the heater. It'll heat up your phone to the proper temperature to help release the adhesive that is on and holding the display into place. Other than the hot pocket, we can go ahead and remove the heating tool itself. And it's a pretty heavy piece of machinery. It's a little bit awkward to get here, especially while I'm trying to film it at the same time, but this is it. So there is a screen on the front that'll give you an automatic 2-minute countdown as it heats the display to the proper temperature to melt or weaken that adhesive. You can see there is a little lever on the top as well as a suction cup in the middle. We'll go ahead and slide in our hot pocket. You'll hear it click as it goes into place. The suction cup is adjustable, so you'll move it as close to the end as you can and then tighten it down. Then, once it's properly heated, you will use this little knob at the top to slowly increase the pressure and hopefully pop open the display. You'll then use various tools like an adhesive cutter to help release the pressure on that display. You'll remove this tool and move on to the next steps. Speaking of next steps, let's go ahead and get into the second giant Pelican case that Apple had shipped me. Inside of this one, we have many more tools outside from just the heat press that we had in box one. The reason Apple splits it up like this is because it's very dependent on the type of repair that you're doing. Every repair will really need that heat press, but not all of them will require all of these other specialized tools such as a battery press. Inside this one, Apple does include a table of contents so you do know what was included and where everything goes when you're ready to ship it back. As we open it up, the first thing that we're going to take a look at here are two different pieces First is the actual display press itself, as well as another tray that we'll need for the repair. These repair trays are very model specific, so in this case it is for an iPhone 13 Pro. You can see it fits in here perfectly and there's almost no lateral wiggle at all. And it goes in very easily thanks to that camera module cutout and the opening at the bottom where the lightning port is. This tray will be inserted to these two tools, which will include this here, the display press, as well as the second tool that I'll look at in a moment, which is the battery press. So this tool here, we're going to have our iPhone in here, and whether you're putting on the display itself or just putting on the adhesive, it'll sit in the bottom. You will pull this lever down. This does not require being plugged in, but as soon as it clicks into place when you pull that lever down, it'll count down 30 seconds. At that point, it'll start beeping, a long beep at you. You'll pull out the left-hand side and release that lever up. It'll move up slowly to take the pressure off of your phone. That's just enough pressure and time to make sure that adhesive is sticking. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to the second piece of machinery included in this box. Now I did get this for a battery replacement, which is why Apple included this battery press. So we'll use that same tray and it's going to sit right here on this middle rail. It actually has a guide in place so it can only move a certain amount forward and backward. You would then put the battery in, you would lock this down, then move this tray forward and backward a number of times to apply equal pressure all over the battery to make sure its adhesives are staying put. Now, Apple does include small little boxes as well with some more little pieces that you may need when doing this repair. Apple does use a variety of specialized security screws on its devices of various sizes. So, of course, included in the box is a special Torx set of screwdrivers and the necessary bits so that you can gain access to the phone and perform the repair correctly, and you don't need to provide your own screwdrivers. Additionally is a second box full of more components. So there's a bunch of random things here, including a black spudger. There's also a back protective cover. There is a display press that you're going to use when applying the adhesive. This little guy here is a adhesive cutter. There are suction cups and again some more protective materials. So that's what's included in Apple's toolkit. Let me know what you think of all this specialized machinery down below in the comments. And let me know if you would try repairing your own phone at home or if you'd rather just take it to the Genius Bar. Let me know on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. And if you do want to give it a try, the link to Apple's self-service repair store is linked in the description.